Actually, I have to raise it this time. Usually I'm lowering it. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We appreciate everybody being here to the Wednesday, December 20th, Herriman City Planning Commission, regular Planning Commission meeting. We'll begin with a Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our own Angie Hansen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We do have a full quorum tonight. Now, we do have 3 items on the agenda tonight, and I would just ask if there are any conflicts of interest by anyone on the Planning Commission at this time. Seeing none, we'll move on to item 3.4, which is approval of our minutes for the November 15th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting. Don't everybody speak up at once.
I'll make a motion to approve item 3.4.
Okay, we have a motion by Heather. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
A second by Daryl. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay, we'll move on to item 4.1, which is a consideration of a phase development plan amendment for the Martin Ranch subdivision. Clint.
All right, so this subdivision has come before the city several times for approval. The last time was just last month, and there were a few recommendations from the Planning Commission that the applicant would now like to amend. If I can get this to work. If I turn it on, that helps. This is the Martin Ranch. It was formerly the Jerry Walker subdivision. 44 lots. This was the phase plan that was approved last time. And this is just some background information about where it's at in the process. So this is what they're asking to amend, or at least one of the conditions. So in the last approval, it gave deadlines for phase 2 and phase 3 to be recorded. The applicant would like another additional 6 months, given the time frame of when they're closing and seasonal types of implications, to extend that out to June 31st of the following year, which staff is okay with. And then the other condition that they're asking to be amended is the improvements along 6000 West. The original approval said with any recording that those would have to be installed, which means if they weren't installed, they would have to be bonded for. And so they're just asking where this phase 1, these 3 lots don't really impact anything on 6000 West, if those impacts can be done when phase 2 actually goes in place. And again, staff is okay with their request as well. So our recommendations are for approval for these 2 amendments to their phase plan.
So we would have to amend item 2 and 3 to be June 30th and June for 25 and 26 is all. Yeah, not the 31st. All right. Any questions for Clint?
The applicant is also here if you'd like to hear from them. So.
Any questions? Then we'll let the applicant come forward if there's any. No? If the applicant wants to come forward, more than happy to, but if not, anything more to add? I don't have anything additional. Okay, perfect. All right, any thoughts, any discussion, or are we ready to just make a motion for this?
I'll make a motion to approve item 4.1 with staff's recommendation with 2 modifications to number 2 and number 3 to change the date to June 30th on both of those.
All right, we have a motion by Heather.
I'll second.
A second by Preston. We'll do a roll call vote. Brody?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Preston?
Yes.
Daryl?
Yes.
Andrea?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on to before we move on to item 5.1 and 5.2, these 2 items are up for a public hearing. So I will just read the public comment policy and procedure. The purpose of public comment is to allow citizens to address items on the agenda. Citizens requesting to address the commission will be asked to complete a written comment form and present it to the city recorder. In general, the chair will allow an individual 3 minutes to address the commission. A spokesperson recognized as representing a group in attendance may be allowed up to 5 minutes. This policy also applies to all public hearings. So with that, we'll look at item 5.1. Is this Clint as well? This is a consideration of proposal to amend the Herriman City Title 10 Land Development Code to comply with updated standards or updated subdivision review and public notice procedures. There you go.
So I don't have a presentation for this one. So as the commission knows, every year, or for a lot of years, the state has gone in and made some adjustments to the subdivision ordinances that should take place statewide. They made some money available so the city could actually hire a consultant to help update our ordinance. So we did reach out to a consultant to help us do just that. And they've provided, I believe in your packet, they've provided an updated ordinance with a few changes. A lot of what we do already in Herriman is compliant with the state code, but this will just help clarify anything in the city ordinance that is maybe not compliant or questionable within the state code. And I believe the consultant was going to be online to kind of go into a little bit more. Is there anybody online, can you tell? I'm not sure of his name. Yes, Lee Springer.
Okay. So you do have a presentation, so, oh. Oh. All right, we'll go ahead and listen to those talking points at this time. Yeah, please do. No, no, please continue. Looks like we've been disconnected. Maybe that's on his end, not on ours, huh? There you are, you're back, yes. Go ahead. Very good. Okay, Jace, we appreciate that explanation. I think what I'll do next is we'll go ahead and do the public hearing, and then if there's any comments, we'll come back to that at that time. So, and maybe ask you any more questions, but let's get through the public hearing, and we'll go from there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up item 5.1 for our public hearing comment period, if there are anyone here that would like to provide comment. I don't know if we saw anything online come through. Okay. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I have a motion by Daryl,
I'll second.
second by Heather. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll close the public hearing. Any discussion that we have as a commission? Or any questions for the city or Jace on this item?
I have
Concerns?
a real basic question. So in 10-5-15, the preliminary plats, the item 2, it's the applicant shall include at least the following information: the name, address, and telephone number. Does the vast majority of your communication take place via email, though? Basically, should we require an email too?
Yeah.
Right. So should we also, would it be prudent to require a contact email for the applicant that they also provide, just so there's not confusion as to which email things are being sent to or things like that as part of the application process?
It's part of our actual.
Okay.
As
Yeah, Jace, I think we had, Clint, that's already a part of the process then with us as well. So in some form outside of this, that's a requirement already. So it sounds like so. Okay. Any other questions, comments, or motion one way or another? Again, this is legislative item, so we would be making recommendation to City Council on this item.
Are we going to be able to review it before, or they're saying no.
We have to have it by February 1st, and we'll have to, sounds like we need to provide some leeway,
Yeah.
rely on our own counsel to help with that as well, and so. And we do have that.
It just feels
support
like
as
they're
well.
taking away ability to review certain aspects. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's, yeah, more of a not necessarily technical, but more grammatical and what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Legal.
Yeah, legalese and formatting and things like that. Not wholesale changes on what's being proposed, so,
Um,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds like, we can make a motion if we're pretty much in agreement with this. We could just provide some latitude for, just grammatical and formatting changes, but not substance in the
Yeah.
motion. And
I mean,
then if there is some substance changes, then that would have to come back to us. We could do it that way as well.
I guess I like from the developer perspective that the city needs to let them know if they have a complete application to be able to move forward, that part's great. It just feels like the development communities has a heavy hand from the state's perspective and of giving the cities less and less to
Some of these
control
changes,
development.
we don't have any control over some of these changes. It's a requirement by law now, so.
Correct.
So
That's just
so
my
that's
comment.
where we have to make the changes higher up as well. That's going to happen, so. Okay. Matt, is there anything you want to bring up or any concerns you're seeing with this from? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got one scheduled for the 3rd and then the 17th, and then the city council would meet the following on the 24th, wouldn't they? So that'd be the last time. So there would be time, but it may not be necessary. And again, if it's just some simple format change, I don't have a problem if those need to happen just to make the legalese and everything work, as long as there's nothing of substance that's changing. Yeah. That's my opinion. Okay. All right, seeing no further discussion, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion at this time for this item.
One more comment.
All right, go
One
ahead.
more comment. Clint, just to give us all a better comfort
So
zone.
this is a question for staff then.
Yes.
Okay.
Question for staff. How many people have touched this and reviewed it already?
Within the city, not just what Jace has provided, but how many within the city staff? And looks like Blake's reviewed it.
Michael
and-
has seen it, and Blake has seen it. I think that our city attorney's probably reviewed it a little bit as well. So.
No concerns are coming
No.
from
Yeah,
anybody
If there was
that way.
concerns, it wouldn't be on the agenda.
That's
Good
what
point.
That's what I was after, okay.
Good point. Yeah, okay.
Okay, this is the one that needed some help in,
No, that was,
No,
that
that's
was the next one.
5.2,
That was the next one that needed some help. So if you're going to make a motion, if you want to give some latitude for grammatical and legalese changes, but any
Non-substantive changes.
yeah, whatever you just said, non-substantive.
okay, I make a recommendation to accept staff recommendations on item 5.1 with the addition of
No substantive.
minor changes, grammatical errors, cleanup work, legalese. Missing anything else on that, Clint?
Nope.
That's my recommendation.
Okay. We have a motion by
I'll second.
Darrell and a second by Brody. We'll roll call vote this one as well. Andrea? Yes. Darrell?
Yes,
Preston?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Brody?
Yes.
All right, this item moves forward to City Council with our recommendation for approval. All right, move on to item 5.2, which is a consideration of a proposal to amend the Anthem Commercial Master Development Agreement design guidelines to increase the maximum building height of a hotel motel land use from 45 to 65. Oh, Blake's up there. I was looking for somebody else. Sorry, Blake.
Present this really quick.
There we go. I just keep talking, wait for Clint to stand up, but yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is the Anthem Commercial Development located on the north end of the city along Mountain View Corridor, where most people identify it as where the Winco is located. You see the site here. So the applicant, Anthem Commercial Center, Corey Gust, has requested an amendment to their MDA design guidelines to allow for it be permitted to go up to 65 feet for a specific hotel or motel use in the area identified as the future development area. And that was a defined term in their development agreement as the portion of property located south of Denali Park Drive and north of Midas Creek between Main Street and Mountain View Corridor. It's approximately, I think, 16 or 17 acres. The language says for a hotel or motel use as defined in city code, that in the future development area will be permitted to a maximum allowable height of 65 feet as measured per our city code. Keeps all other provisions of the MDA in effect, and this doesn't result in any changes to the overall C2 zone. It would just apply, if approved by the city council, to this area within the Anthem commercial development that is currently zone C2. The allowable height currently is 45 feet in the zone, so this would add 20 feet. And can answer any questions before you open the public hearing, or I can come up after, whichever you'd like.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. We can do the public hearing, and then we can come back and have a discussion, answer any questions, so. All right. So with that, I will go ahead and open up item 5.2, a public hearing for item 5.2. If you could just state your name and, for the record, appreciate your comments.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Diaz. Never done anything like this before, so a little bit nervous.
Well, welcome. We're easy. Go ahead.
We purchased a home just west of that area about 2.5 years ago. Part of the reason that we decided on that home is it backs the creek. So there's nothing directly behind us. The creek goes further east, so we figured there's nothing, gonna be too major going that direction either. If we figure that 45 feet is set for a reason, and if we increase it, that's the only thing we will see out of our backyard is that hotel. And that's obviously not something that we desire. Also, we don't feel like, that, first of all, having a hotel there at all is of use to the residents. We'd rather have something that we could use there. But I've never seen anything around of our area that would make a 4-story hotel sell out. Do we have, anything major that we have so many people coming to stay regularly at a hotel in our area? So those are our biggest concerns as residents there, so.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. All right, seeing no other comment, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Was there anything online?
Oh, sorry, anything online? No, okay.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion by Heather,
I'll second.
second by Preston. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. So, and maybe we should have pointed this out before the public comment period. It's our understanding that we're going to make a little, the change to this, right, Blake, is not right across from Herriman Main Street, but even though this is showing that, but we are really going to narrow it down to the area that's closer to the Mountain View corridor. Is that correct?
That lot,
That-
1002.
Yeah, that lot.
1002.
1002, it doesn't show it that way here. Oh,
That's it.
there it is.
Yep.
Oh, it is already kind of sketched up there. I was looking for 1002 on an empty lot, but it's the one that has the sketch there. Okay. So it's the one that right up against Midas Creek, so it is a little further away from the subdivision. So it's not the one right across the way as well, right? So, okay. Any other questions or comments that you have for, again, maybe there was a question about the demand and for a hotel. What do you see as really being able to provide some support for a hotel here?
So yeah, we've been working for a while on hotel uses in the city and finding locations for them. It is a permitted use in the C2 zone. So the applicant has been working with a group that is interested in bringing a hotel to the area. This location has proven to be the most desirable location for them right now. I think it's in conjunction with the coming B Stadium in South Jordan up by Daybreak, and some of the other sports uses that we're bringing into the city. So it appears that they've done a market study. From what I've heard, I haven't read it, but they feel comfortable enough to move forward with the information they have on vacancy rates and things like that. So
Yeah, and I was thinking about it when I saw this on the agenda that I'm trying to picture where the closest hotel is to Herriman as well.
Sandy.
Right, Sandy, right, I-15.
South Jordan, Sweet Hill, or
Yeah,
Sweet-
South Jordan.
Yeah.
Spring Hill Suites.
Spring Hill Suites in South Jordan, but yeah, there's not a lot out here. And I guess you're right with some others.
I forgot to mention, the applicant is on.
Oh,
So
I didn't realize. I apologize. I should have turned some time over to the applicant as well before the hearing. But yes, please, go ahead. Correct. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. Would you mind just stating your name for the record as well, please? Perfect, Corey, thank you. No, that's a very good point. Well. Yeah, I think the Kitty Academy really turned out nice. I'll be quite honest, personally. I like the look and feel of that as well. Okay, Corey, thank you. Is there any questions for the applicant since we have him on on the horn? Go ahead.
I'll make one. Is this for a single hotel, or could it allow for future hotels on this same future development area?
Okay.
Thank you.
Brody, do you have? Nope. Oh,
I'm just thinking, just the residents' concern where if we allow for 65 feet, just that we specify where it's going to go.
yeah, any motion. Again, this is because it is a legislative item, it will be going to the city council for final. We're just making a recommendation to the city council. They'll take our motion under advisement, but they ultimately have the final say in this. But again, I believe our recommendation, if it is to approve it, we are definitely going to specifically tie it to lot 1002. So yeah. That's a valid point as well. Okay. Any other questions or comments from Planning Commission?
I have a question for Blake. So just in comparison, how high is Winco?
That's a good question. I would imagine they're not exceeding 35. I would say the Aspire apartments that are there are approaching 50 or above at their highest point. So yeah, we can go back before this goes to council and come up with the information of elevation difference between Main Street and this site. And when we present that to the council, we can have that information to them so that we can have a better idea of exactly what the grade difference is between those two sites. So when you put 65, maybe we'll be able to say if it looks more like 45 or 35 or 25.
Is there an opportunity to? Yeah. They're 35?
They were allowed to go up to that. I'm not sure what they are, but yeah, they're under the.
Oh, that's good to know. So say, the thought was here that the pickleball is probably 35 feet, and if it's dropping 10 feet, the maximum of this hotel would be 20 feet above what the pickleball is in, would have, which isn't too terrible. Like, for instance, City Hall. What's the height of City Hall here?
So I
45,
think
I don't know.
tying it further to the east, like you're saying, to that lot is a favorable condition.
Right.
For site corridors, the orientation of the
Orientation of the
hotel
building.
and everything helps to address the comments that we've heard.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, the grading of it, for me, makes a lot of difference as far as height goes.
Yeah.
That we're allowing it to be over 45, up to 65. Because,
Well, we want it to be a viable,
yeah, and
product
make
as
it
well.
viable for,
Yeah.
that's what I would go back to. The developer wouldn't build what isn't economically viable for them.
yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And it will have to come back to us since it is more than an acre, right? So we'll see the final product and be able to make sure that, yeah. Yep. We'll be seeing it come back to the planning commission final layout and everything, so we can make sure that we're getting some good site
Yeah, my,
considerations with it.
my only comment is that it looks like quite a distance from Main Street to where we're talking. I don't see how that's gonna be that large of an impact to any residential area, raising that standard by the 20 feet that they're requesting.
That sounds like a motion to me.
So with that, sure, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve or to recommend approval of item 5.2, or proposal of item 5.2,
And with the.
Do you want to make a?
with the clarification that it is specific to lot 1002 as noted on the map provided.
Okay, we have a motion by Preston,
I'll second that.
a second by Brody. We'll again do a roll call vote. Brody?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Preston?
Yes.
Daryl?
Yes.
And Andrea?
Yes.
All right, that motion moves forward to City Council for recommended approval from the Planning Commission. All right, with that, that is the end of our agenda. Are there any comments by the commission at this time? All right, future meetings, we will have no meetings next week for anybody, so enjoy the holiday break. Next Planning Commission meeting will be 2 weeks from today on January 3rd, followed by a City Council meeting on January 10th, and then we'll have another Planning Commission on January 17th. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Sounds like a first by Jackson and a second by Heather. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.